we're discussing the likely repercussions if you should date or, get involved with your friend's ex, or, if there are some, if there are some exceptions to this unwritten rule. This is what we're talking about this morning. I'd appreciate it if you brought in your comments and questions. My guest this morning, Adwoa Mufa. Adwoa is a broadcast journalist. Her alias is Anotewa. I have to say that because I just heard it. And then Kelvin Kweku Boahin is an event planner as well as a student. All right, so both, I suppose, have been in relationships before, and so they are in the best positions to, discuss this issue. My discussants. Good morning. Good morning. So this unwritten rule, that gives people some qualms about dating their friend's ex. Where do you even think it came from? Because it's not a hard and fast rule. It's not biblical. I am very sure it's not Quranic. I mean, how did it even start? How did it even come about? Kelvin, will you try?
I don't know where that...
Or just a matter of personal principle for people?
Well, personally, it's a straight up no for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it came from, but I cannot date my friend's ex. No way. I won't do that.
Adwoa.
Moon. Well, I don't know about it being biblical or not, but I don't think that's...
No, it's not.
It's
well,
not.
I'm not too sure about it.
It's
but
not.
I'm not...
Unless it fits into love your neighbor as yourself. Actually,
well,
then it's good. You can love your neighbor as yourself.
Definitely,
you can love your
I don't think you should love your neighbor more than yourself.
No.
I don't think there's anything wrong with dating your friend's ex. So far as you're not the one who caused the separation or breakup, whatever you can call it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If the person
so for you, that's your clause. As long
person,
as you didn't cause the breakup.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a condition already.
Yeah.
You see, so it's not an absolute even for you.
No,
because for some people, whether or not, they cause the breakup, they don't care.
Yeah,
I've seen someone, I like him, he wasn't made for you. He wasn't formed or brought into being, into existence just for you. So if I see there's a potential, why not explore
it? That there's a time that you can date one or two people before you finally meet the person that you would want to settle down with. What is the person that God created for you to settle down with? It's your friend's ex. And so then are you saying you are not going to fulfill the role of God?
Darling. Good question.
Yeah.
All right, so Kelvin, why is this off limits for you? Why?
Well, my reason will be a little bit off, but I cannot have the idea of my friend knowing how my wife or my girlfriend reacts when the doors are shut and the lights are off. It's awful. I can't bring myself to think about that. You see, and I think Adwoa is being selfish here because you've not taken your friend's feelings into consideration. For me, I'm emotionally unhinged. I'll be hurt.
Why would you? You've ended things with the person.
I'll be hurt. No, it's either you go with my ex or you forfeit our friendship. That's it.
Okay. So
You
there's
have
a
to
sacrifice.
choose.
Something has got to give for you. So there's a sacrifice that has to be made.
To every good thing, there's a sacrifice, I believe.
I guess.
Yes,
so.
to every good thing, there's a sacrifice. Sometimes you even have to quit your job to go in for, let's say, a master's or something else you want. That becomes a sacrifice. But I am saying that so far as I wasn't the one who caused the breakup, it doesn't make it wrong for me. If I don't cause it, if I know that I like the person likes me, and we can live our lives together and be happy, the underlined word for me here is happiness. If your happiness really is there, that's just it. My friend, I mean.
So why would you be? Let me put this in the reverse. If this happened to you, your friend dated your ex, or your friend is dating your ex, why would you be hurt? Especially if you've ended things with the person, maybe it was even on an amicable note. Why would it bother you?
Well, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel.
Well, it's just you because you're here.
I feel a sense of ownership over my exes. I was on my way to Kumasi, and when I got to New Plan Station, I saw my ex, and I tried to greet her, and she didn't even look at my face. And I was
Adwoa, hold on, I'll come to you. I think there's a problem with your microphone. But Adwoa, in the reverse, would you feel hurt if the guy you just ended things with is, started dating your friend?
No, I have no problem with that. We are done, and so we are done.
You wouldn't be uncomfortable around them?
No.
Would that mean sacrificing her friendship with you?
No, she doesn't have to sacrifice.
Would you be comfortable with around
them?
Very
comfortable.
Hanging with them?
Very comfortable. I've actually been in a situation like that before.
A similar situation?
We still keep our very, very cordial friendship, and we are cool. I don't have any remorse, nothing. So far as we ended things, that is what I am saying. We ended things.
You
And
are a strong-hearted girl, because
well,
I think it's not happened to me. God forbid it does happen to me. But I'm thinking, especially if I think, okay, maybe these are the exceptions. If it was a sexual relationship, because, you know, bear in mind, not all romantic relationships are sexual.
Yes.
But if it were a sexual relationship, it would be very uncomfortable knowing that the guy you slept with is now sleeping with your own friend.
Exactly my point. That was what I was saying.
But now I'm tempted to ask a very personal question. Was it someone you were sleeping with?
No, not at all. No, that's fine.
So maybe that's why it's okay with you.
I'm okay with it.
Because
I don't
perhaps it
have
wasn't
any
sexual.
problem. My friend is there, my ex is there. We talk sometimes. We even hang out together.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes.
And it's very cool.
Yeah.
We moved on with our lives. It's been
It
years.
wouldn't matter
So
if it was a sexual relationship with you and that person before your friend came in. It wouldn't matter.
No.
Wow.
Okay. Talking about personal experiences here,
Yeah.
I think I tried to date my friend's ex.
You tried.
Yeah, it wasn't that serious, but they had a thing.
Isn't this the guy who was disgusted about doing this right
Yes,
now?
that is why I'm taking this stance now.
Ah, all right.
You see,
understandably.
and what the lady did was she tried to compare me to my friend.
Unfortunately.
Because I tried to, to have sex with her earlier than what my friend tried to do. She was
Why
like,
do you want
oh.
us to excuse you from having sex earlier?
She was like, oh, your friend took time, she slept by me for 3 weeks, 4 weeks before he even made an attempt, and I've been with you for like 2 days, and you want to already go inside.
You're rushing.
You see, and I felt so bad. Guys hate comparison.
Yeah, but this is a very good point. There's bound to be some comparison.
Exactly.
How are you going to feel if your ex-boyfriend Adra and your friend now were together? You'd find that your how would you feel knowing that your ex-boyfriend, does some mental comparison between you two? Perhaps there's something she's good at, really good at, that
yes.
you served at.
I get that we all have our advantage points in our lives as individuals.
Yeah.
If I dated you and you feel you want to go for my friend, you know what you are going in for. I'm sure you know there's a particular something that he's seen about her. Yes, and he knows what he's going in for now. So where is the sense in you making a comparison between us? We are two different people. We don't even look alike. So if we are done with whatever relationship we had, and you are going in for my friend, and you now want to make a comparison between us,
that's your business.
Yes, that's your business. I care less about that.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
I think you should take your friend's feeling into consideration.
My friend is my friend.
No.
My ex is my ex.
Sometimes, listen, Ajua, listen. Sometimes you go up front and you say, Kwesi, I want to have had a few dates with Ajua, so I want you to know if you are cool, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes there are 3 possible outcomes. Your friend can be proud. Because of pride, he can say, okay, go ahead. I give you my blessing. But
he will suck in his hurt feelings.
Exactly. And some people too will be genuinely happy for you. You see, and some people will just walk out of your life. So you have to think about these 3 options.
But do you not think, Kelvin, that it also matters? Let me paint some scenarios here. For instance, does it not matter the length of time, from when the relationship or after the relationship, ended? Does it not matter if perhaps it was a couple of years ago or maybe even a decade ago? Why should it matter if your friend now, wants to date your ex?
The post-relationship thing doesn't really matter compared to the number of years they have dated. Anything above 6 months is tricky.
Okay, so time is of the essence here. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask, would you do it if they had broken up for, say, some 6 years?
I still wouldn't do it.
You still wouldn't do it?
I'll go for a totally different person.
You're still very uncomfortable.
I think the time factor is something that you should consider.
Yes.
If you broke up with a person, let's say a week or 2, probably a month ago, and now you are going for my friend. My friend should think that the person at that point in time wants solitude. Yeah. So, and he wants some sort of comfort. Yes. That is fine. Yes. So you would have to consider the time limit in which that relationship is cropping up. So, because for all you know, the person wants some companionship. So he or she would just, would come for you, or last for a matter of a month or 2, and then you see everything is just going overboard. So the time is something you should consider. But it still doesn't take away the fact that if I like you, I like you. And if we can live together, that's just fine with me.
When I was making my point, the mic was on. When I said I have a sense of ownership over my exes.
You see, and that is the thing with a lot of guys.
I find a problem
which is
no.
I'm sorry. Even I have to agree with Ajua at this point. This is very typical. Yes, I'm sorry. In fact, I'm so sorry. I don't apologize.
If you are that one, you still have some sense of ownership over me. I am not your property for crying out loud.
Absolutely.
I don't belong to you.
Absolutely.
I should move on with my life.
No,
and be
no
happy.
human being is your possession.
Yes.
I know, but you shouldn't date my friend in the first place.
Are you kidding me?
Then it means there was some hidden feelings when
I
was
that's why I made mention of the
towards
time
my friend.
factor.
Okay.
That's how it feels
And
like.
so far as I
when you
don't
date my
pause
friend,
the
One at a time.
Ajua, when you date my friend, I will feel you had a hidden feeling
Not at all.
towards my friend.
It's very possible.
Yes.
It's very
Yes.
it's also very possible that your friend had no idea you were involved with that ex.
Yes.
You see, that's also very
That
possible.
one is different.
So there are conditions.
But
So
it's still
that one is different.
a matter of my friend's ex.
Okay.
So how
Okay,
different
if
is it?
you got together without letting me know first, then I'll be cool with it.
But
if
okay,
you
I
know,
like that he's changing his stance a bit. There are some conditions.
you
But
know
there
Ajua,
are conditions,
you
yeah.
two, we must give you some conditions. I think
Like-
that there should be situations in which, this should be a hard line, a hard and fast rule. For instance, if your friend, your friend's ex ended things with your friend on a very messy note, if he was, terrible to your friend, yes, if he lied and cheated, and I think that you must take into consideration these things and definitely not get involved this would be an exception to the rule, won't it?
Relationship,
Yeah.
the character of the person comes to play.
It depends on what you're looking for in the relationship. For some people, it really
from our individual perspectives, we have the type of person that we are looking out for.
Yeah.
So you are looking at the person's character, probably looking at his or her stature or something like that.
Yeah.
You should put all of this into consideration. It's fine if you didn't have any idea the kind of treatment that the person took your friend through.
Okay.
Maybe we have some people who would be very silent about the things that they go through in their relationships.
Yes.
If you have any, you didn't have any idea about it, that one is fine.
But when you get to know, you're already in the relationship, should you withdraw?
If you're already in the relationship and you think you can make it work, that is fine. You stay in it and make it work. You don't quit because the person made a mistake with your friend. Mind you, every person acts differently towards another. We are different individuals, and
I always say that too. Every action there's a reaction.
Yes.
So it also might depend on how your friend was
towards the person.
no,
Yeah.
Ajua, the thing is best friend. What is a best
Oh,
friend?
not I didn't say not bestie, not necessarily.
I can see best friend on the screen.
Okay, I'm
here.
sorry. Maybe the director did that, but not necessarily your bestie. Not necessarily.
So
we
far
talk about
there's
secrets.
a friend factor.
Yes.
Even putting aside the fact that there's a best attached to it. So far as there's
Besties
a friend factor, a
share
friend is a
secrets.
friend.
Okay, wait.
A
So
friend
would you be
we talk
okay?
about
Would you be
our
okay
exes.
if it was your just your friend's ex
just a friend.
and not your bestie's ex?
The
Would you be yes or no?
Ajua,
Moon. Would you be okay?
Moon.
Yes.
The less you know the person, it becomes easier for you to date their exes. But if you know the person very well, then it becomes difficult.
So how long you've been friends too? Because you might have been
Exactly.
friends for very long, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're the best of friends.
Exactly.
Ah.
But I'm still not.
Okay.
I'm still not dating my friend's ex.
All right.
If I know you very well, I won't do that.
Okay. All right. I think we can end it on this note. Frankly, I usually have something to say after the discussion, but this time I'm not sure what piece of advice to give. I think that if you're feeling a connection with someone, you should explore it, really. And if you are the bystander who's fuming with rage that your friend is dating your ex, you never owned that person, so allow them, give them a chance. If they make a mistake, it's their business. But otherwise, stand aside and allow their relationship to blossom. That's it. No human being was made specifically for you, except you were living in the Garden of Eden and you're Adam and Eve. That's it for Hard Day this morning.